Good morning, everybody. It's a dog, H. Weber, with another edition of Weber This Week. Happy February. Groundhog Day tomorrow, huh? How about this winter or lack thereof? Can you believe it? Today, my special guest and longtime friend has joined us. We're going to talk about his business, his staff, and a whole lot more. And first, Doc, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Harold. Great to be here.
Of course, myself and Doctor, let me give you full disclosure. We are related in a non-blood relationship. I believe Dr. Rod would agree with me. When I was brought up by the Marapease family. My stepdad, who brought us up, myself and my two older brothers, Joe Marapease, a.k.a. Tarzan. It was his nickname way back when. He brought us up. And I believe the Littlejohn family is connected by twigs or by trees to the Marapeases.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot of connection with that family, so we are not blood relation. Thank God for him. I'm sure he doesn't want me as a blood relative. But we'll talk about the business, but I've been trying to get him on the show. He's a very busy guy. His team is extremely busy. They do a wonderful job. But give me a little background in case you don't know him and you don't know what he's doing here. Dr. Rod Littlejohn is a native of Seneca Falls, New York, a graduate of Miners Academy. He also is a graduate of St. Bonnie's, received his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree with honors from Georgetown University Dental School in '79, and completed a one-year dental residency at Rochester General Hospital. He received his graduate orthodontic certificate in '82 and his Master of Science degree in 2009, both from the University of Buffalo School of Dental Medicine. He is a member of the New York State Dental Society, the American Dental Association, the Northeast Society of Orthodontists, the American Association of Orthodontists, and the World Federation of Orthodontists. Dr. Littlejohn is a clinical assistant professor at the University of Buffalo School of Dental Medicine. He also lectures to orthodontic residents and practitioners throughout the United States on practice development, patient care, and practice management. Well, Doc, I almost feel like I'm interviewing a Rhodes Scholar. It's impressive. You obviously have a very stellar background. And talk a little about way back when you decided to get into the line of work you're doing. When you were growing up, did you always have a dream to do what you're doing now? Was that something you thought of, I want to do this?
Mm-hmm. You know, when I was growing up, Harold, my dad was in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it would be real cool to be a pilot in the Air Force.
Wow.
So my dad and I talked about that for a while, and my dad told me back then that probably my eyesight wasn't good enough to be a pilot. Mm. So I had in the back of my mind maybe I'd go into medicine or dentistry back then. Mm. So, you know, kind of as a result of that, I went to St. Bonaventure and really enjoyed biology and chemistry and decided that dentistry was the place I wanted to be.
Now, you have a beautiful office. You have many great people that come and take part in your services with you and your staff. The choice of where your office is right now, a lot of people are thrilled that it's there. Was that a tough call on your part to put it there, or was it always your dream to have it in that area?
Demographically, Harold, I think being centrally located between Seneca Falls and Geneva,
mm-hmm.
kind of in the middle of Waterloo, makes a lot of sense to me because we draw from a real large geographical area. We have patients from Dundee, and we have mm-hmm. patients from Penn Yan, we have patients from Wayne County, we even have some patients from Skinny Atlas and Auburn.
Wow. So, he's 71, God willing, in a few months. When I grew up, I heard people say they went and got braces.
Mm-hmm.
Does that term still apply? I know there's a lot of different terms, orthodontic care, et cetera. Is braces still the norm of what people call it now, or is it something, hey, I need to get a set of braces? Because when I was a kid growing up, that's what I heard people did. Oh, I got to go get braces. So,
well, in the old days, Harold, do you know what braces were?
I kind of think maybe they were.
They were suspenders.
Okay.
In the old days. But
okay.
At any rate, nowadays, we don't do just braces, although braces are still kind of the standard of the industry.
Okay.
We've got a lot of different options that we offer people because, you know, I've just finished a gal last year who was 88 years old.
God bless her.
And she didn't want regular metal braces, so we used porcelain braces on her. And we had a lot of fun treating Joan. And so we treat people of all ages. And now we have invisible type braces called clear aligners, called clear aligner therapy that we use on a lot of patients, teens and adults. And so that's been a relatively new option that we're using on a pretty regular basis.
What causes somebody to come to you or one of your colleagues that does the same work you do? Is the teeth coming in crooked? What generates them to come visit you, that they need this?
Usually it's because they don't like the alignment or the looks of their teeth.
Okay.
So for most patients that come to see us, it's sort of a cosmetic thing.
Okay.
Although what I tell people when they come in to see us is that our approach is mainly to put the teeth in a place where they're going to function real well for the rest of their lives, so that they can stay healthy, so that they wear properly, so that they can avoid other kind of more major problems down the road.
Testimonials on your website, and I want to thank Mary as well for Mary Sandroni for helping me send some information for this interview. Dr. Rod Littlejohn, my special guest here on Weber this week on a beautiful Monday. Hope you're enjoying it. I was kind of not surprised that the real staples of your business and your thought process is there basically things that you really want to portray, and that is customer service.
Yes, sir.
The way you treat people, the care you give them at a reasonable rate. That's important to you and your team.
Extremely important, absolutely. Taking great care of people is something that I've always been very focused on, even in some cases a little obsessive about.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no, I love taking care of people. I mean, that's what we love doing.
Now, Dr. Rod Littlejohn with us, give us, our viewers, an opportunity to understand. Somebody comes to your facility and wants to undergo a treatment. What is the time span from point A to point Z when they're completed? Does that vary based on what they need?
You know, it does. It's kind of like fixing a car. Sometimes it takes a little work, and sometimes it takes a lot of work.
Gotcha.
But most patients in our office are in treatment for about a year and a half or a little bit longer.
Okay.
So treatment times, as technology improves, treatment times are getting shorter.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, folks, as Dr. Rod Littlejohn has pointed out, his team, the customer service, and not because we're non-related, blood-related, not because him and myself go back a long time, and we've been friends a long time, and I'm glad he appeared on my show this morning. But one thing I get impressed by, and I'm very anal about certain procedures, I get crazy about walking into restaurants when people don't go to a sales meeting, and Don Radford, who Jimmy knows, good friend of mine up in Geneva, hope Don's checking to show up this morning. We were going to a convention, we were getting ready to go into the ballroom, and I had my name tag, Harold Weber, over here on the left side. He comes over, takes it off, and puts it on the right side. Always leery of people coming over to wait on us. And I want to say to him, which I don't, by the way, hey, move your name tag. But that's a true story. But, you got a great team. And I think what we want to do now is let's go over let's go over the team that I was given, okay, assembled in your office. And please comment if you cared. Of course, Mary Sandroni needs no introduction, a fine young lady. I spend a lot of time stopping and seeing how she's doing up there every so often. Her job is the professional relations coordinator, and I think that means making sure everything is smooth, right?
That's right, yes. And she takes care of most of our marketing as well.
That's great. And
jobs for whatever reason.
Sure.
So Kelly started doing a lot of the records and taking the photos in my office, and so it was a natural progression for her to be the treatment coordinator. So she welcomes the new patients into our office.
Oh, that's great.
She gives them a tour. She makes sure they're comfortable, and then her and I will look at the patient together and kind of come up with a decision about whether they need treatment and what kind of treatment they're going to need and how long it's going to take and those kind of things.
Well, when you call your office, I did that last week to set up the interview to be sure that we were on the same page and that I didn't screw you up by giving you the wrong date. Heidi Roberts, secretary.
Yes.
Also, Taylor Dunbar, appointment secretary.
And they do a great job on the phone. Just call our office and see how nicely they answer the phone.
Oh, they do. They do. And Katrina Goff, is that Goff? Goff?
It is.
And she is the records tech?
She does all of our records now. And the cool thing about the records now, Harold, is we've got a new scanner, a digital scanner in our office. So we're doing a lot fewer impressions. And Katrina has really embraced that scanner and makes it so much easier for patients, kids, and adults to go into treatment.
Now, I see pictures on your Facebook page and on your website relative to people being down in a prone position, and I would assume these are the clinical assistants that are doing this work, and that would start off with Cassie Michaels?
Cassie, yep.
And they're helping you getting set for a certain procedure?
Yeah. So they're certified orthodontic assistants, dental assistants, and they work with me in the treatment area and help me to actually take care of our patients. So they're the wet-fingered group of the office, so to speak.
Patty Reynolds.
Yep. Patty's been with me a long time, does a great job.
Stacy Kent.
Yep, Stacy as well.
And Angela Gurek?
Yeah.
Angela, also a clinical. So did I miss anybody? I think Mary sent me this list. I would think we're pretty
I think
square
you're
one.
right on. I've got a great staff.
Yep.
Great attitude.
And the thing that I love about your staff, and I know other offices are probably same neck of the woods as Dr. Littlejohn, but I go into his office to say hello to him on occasion, or get a cup of coffee. And the dress, the apparel, I loved your comment about the way they dress, the color coordination. You don't have some people wearing blue, some people wearing orange.
No, thank you.
Have people that are consistently dressed, and I love that.
Well, thank you.
And I really think, and I got to share a quick story, then we'll take our commercial break and welcome a brand new sponsor this morning on Weber This Week. But when I was talking to Dr. Rod, setting up the interview on the phone to confirm this, I said, I really love the color coordination of the dress of the folks that work for you. He said, thanks. I said, what's the theory behind that? He said, you know, Harold, he says, think about it. He said, when the New York Yankees leave the dugout to go on the field, they all have the same uniform on. And I got to remember that. That's a great line.
Well, thank you.
Have you always established that way back when? Did you want to have everybody kind of look the same color schemes?
I think everybody looking the same, being part of the team.
I love that.
You know, kind of working under the same vision that we have for our practice, with the same mission, toward the same goals, taking awesome care of patients. That's always been my focus.
That's great. Hey, I'll tell you, folks, the guy knows what he's doing, and he's got a great team to support it. And if you need orthodontic care, you know where to get a hold of him. We'll give you that information before we close out. This is Weber This Week, and today it's great always to welcome in brand new sponsors. I've been blessed over the years of having people on this show sponsoring my radio stuff, and now this. I've had Padulas for over 30 years, believe it or not. I've had the Cuba Lake National Bank, Billy Ryan, the president, who's only got over 50-some years as the president of the bank. He's been with me 32 years. We welcome a brand new one this morning, Gary Schlegel and the great staff at the McGee Diner. Welcome aboard, Gary. Thanks for joining the Weber Show. Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. Steve Wadhams and Wadhams Enterprises, your local employer of choice. Proud supporter of Weber This Week and local athletics. Fill out an application at wadhams.com. Seneca Falls Landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-price appetizers. Learn more at thegouldhotel.com. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the McGee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country fresh home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at mcgeediner.com. The Seneca Falls Country Club, awesome 18-hole layout, open to the public, and a 12-month payment plan for members. Come try to par the par 416, the toughest hole in central New York. Check out SenecaFallsCountryClub.com. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team. Welcome back, everybody. It's Weber This Week, the dog with you. We're in the kennel on a beautiful Monday. I'm so psyched about this weather. Got off a miserable cold last week. I know a lot of you share my agony. I had it for a 5-day window. Oh, it was brutal, Doc. I don't get, my wife and myself normally, knock on wood, don't get too many of them, but boy, I got slammed last week. That old runny nose, I went through 14 boxes of tissues. It was something brutal. But I'm feeling great, getting back on my feet, and I just can't believe this weather. I mean, are you amazed at this? I mean, you've been around here a long time, so have I, but I can't believe it. 55
wonderful
Wednesday.
Thing, Harold. It's a wonderful
It's
thing.
just gorgeous. Hey, by the way, I got to ask you about a couple other points. Let's talk about February is National Children's Dental Health Month, sponsored by the ADA. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I brought a little information on that. I think it's very interesting. We support that, obviously. We belong to the ADA. And National Children's Dental Health, the observance of that began in Cleveland, Ohio, believe it or not.
Wow.
Way back in 1941. It's grown from a one or two city event into a nationwide program. In 1981, the program was extended to a month-long celebration from a week. And it's known today as National Children's Dental Health Month. And Harold, the purpose is to establish great attitudes and habits at an early age, which is critical in maintaining great oral health. So we promote that. We go into the schools
I know, I
as
saw
many schools as we can this month, just to talk about dental care and to talk about taking great care of your teeth, diet, mouth guards, those kind of things. So we have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, you have some fun things that you do with folks, and I love the word. Where in the world is Dr. Littlejohn? I always love that, and I thought that was great. Tell us about the idea behind starting that. When you created that idea, people take vacations and show your picture. Tell us a little about the background.
Do you know, Harold, what the Dentist of the Year? What kind of an award?
No, I don't.
He gets a little plaque.
Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
the Dentist of the Year.
Oh, that's neat. Neat.
Dental plaque.
Oh, dental. I like that. Dental plaque. You got me. It's early in the morning. I like that. But where did the idea come? Where in the world is Doctor? What did that whole program start?
Yeah, that's part of sort of our fun marketing program for the kids.
Oh, I love it.
And
so if they travel to West Palm Beach or Disney World or something,
they bring the picture. So I was at an orthodontic meeting several years ago, and one of the computer companies had a guy there doing caricatures, sketches.
Okay.
And so you sit down for 5
Sure,
minutes.
yeah,
You know, one of those real talented artsy people.
Yeah, right.
And he did the caricature of me. And so we kind of took that back to the office and decided that would be a neat thing to use.
It would be.
For the Where in the World program.
That would be super.
Yeah.
So, and I know you have a lot of different pictures on your website that show kids and adults all across the country, or around the world that travel, and flip up your picture. It's kind of a neat idea. So I wondered if you stole that from Where in the World is Matt Lauer. Matt used to do that.
I think he stole it from us, actually.
I think so. But, Matt doesn't do that anymore. That cause problems that may force him to come to see you, obviously.
Right. The interesting thing, Harold, about Seneca County is still not fluoridated.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we see a lot of patients, a lot of kids in this area that still have a lot of dental decay. And so that's why this Children's Dental Health Month is so important, because we go to the schools, we talk about brushing and flossing and those kind of things and eating the right kind of diet. And so when kids don't do those things, obviously, with the lack of fluoride, it tends to, compound the problem, and we see kids with a lot of decay, toothaches. We see kids that have primary teeth missing because of decay, which causes other kind of problems with lack of space and things like that. So a lot of those things, pretty common to us.
I obviously knew you were coming in this one. I thought about it. All dentistry, whether you do the work you do or just a general dentist that does fillings, et cetera, I always thought it must be kind of weird for you folks in this candy bars. I mean, really, it's, think about it. It's America, and, it's the freedom of speech and commercials. And I was thinking about that. It's got to be weird in a sense, because here you're trying to tell people, hey, knock off, not to say you should never have a candy bar, but moderation. I mean, it's kind of weird, thinking, wow, you get all those candies in every other minute. And of course, the Super Bowl's coming up Sunday. You'll see a lot of commercials, but it's kind of weird. And, but I guess, in your business, Doc, and your team, you obviously shoot for 100% satisfaction with your work, and it's got to make you feel good. What I liked, and I read in your website, which Mary pointed me to, the fact that testimonials, that has got to be something close to you. The fact that people say, hey, you know what? Yeah, it costs us this much money to go through the process, but we are so thrilled with the result.
Yeah,
that's got to be what you look for.
That's what it's all about. That that sense of appreciation. It's interesting, Harold. I was at the dental school on Tuesday, working with the students up there, and there was a nice little buzz around the school.
Seriously, I mean, you really don't have a lot of free time during the week. Yeah. I mean, you're pretty much busy. So you're basically, if folks are trying to get a hold of you and your staff, obviously, what's the easiest way? Just to look up Dr. Rod Littlejohn.
Yeah. Well, first point of contact pretty much nowadays is our website.
There you go.
So that's the first place to look. Our secretary, or the gals at my office, that answer the phone, do a wonderful job at that, and they know the customer service and taking great care of people is really important. And since customer service is so important, even after hours, one of my clinical assistants will carry our emergency cell phone.
Wow.
So that I tell people we're pretty much available all the time.
It's amazing. And now, it's pretty scary. I mean, how good the operation is up there, because they're just, and it's so neat. I love the Christmas look, the trees in the windows. It's kind of nice to see that. Hey, by the way, before we get back to close our comments and interview with Dr. Rod Littlejohn, who has been gracious enough to join me on this show, just give you a couple of quick reminders of upcoming shows on this network next week. Of course, we have Lori Malfitani, who is the general manager of the Gould Hotel across the street, and also Jason Hagerman will be in the house right here talking about their new leadership, their new scope, their new theories of trying to create business continually over at the Gould. As we all know, it's quite the place here in Seneca Falls and around the area. So Lori and Jason will be my guests next week. On the 15th, we did a switch on Steve Churchill and Cindy Lorenzetti, the two fine Democrats of the Seneca County Board of Supervisors will be in. They're, of course, regular guests on this show. And, of course, we got a lot to talk about with the recent Board of Supervisors votes and decisions regarding Bobby Heisen and a whole lot of other issues. Got a new chair up there. And, of course, on February 22nd, just a reminder, we had, of course, Tom Wilmot Sr. and Brent Stevens, two outstanding guests, the co-chairman of the Lago Resort and Casino, which is under construction as you go out there and take a look. It ought to be really booming today. The sons are coming in. Jimmy Wilmot and Thomas Wilmot Jr. will be on the Weber. Wow.
So they have national names and acts, but they also sprinkle in some of these wounded vets. And it's pretty interesting, and he'll be a great guest.
I'm looking forward to that. So, again, we are basically booked, folks, believe it or not, through March. So if you would like to be booked in April, come on the show to talk about topics, business, charity, something worthwhile you'd like to discuss. If you're a startup business, so we'd love to have you in here, give you some free airtime and talk about your business. That's what we're all about. We try to mix it up. We try to bring in all walks of life, from my friend Dr. Rod to the police chief, who, God forsake, isn't trying to arrest me yet. But we try to bring in all walks of life, and that's what I like about the show, and I hope that you continue to watch it every Monday. Dr. Rod, certainly I appreciate you spending a lot of time with us this morning. I got to point out, again, he's been tough to get a hold of because he's so busy, but I appreciate what you do, and I appreciate your team, and I look forward to stopping by and saying hello and checking on you every so often.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks,
and
Thanks, Jimmy. And I brought you all a couple of our nice T-shirts from our office.
Baby. Nice.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful.
That's right. I forgot
in good health.
That's right. I forgot to punch the punchline, too. Smiles with style.
Thank you.
Mary Sandroni would kill me if I didn't bring that up. Smiles with style. I like that. So where in the world is Dr. Rod? He's probably heading to work. Are you heading to work after this one?
Yes, Harold, I am.
And to the patient that was delayed because of this show, I apologize. Listen, we had a good time. I appreciate you coming in.
Same here. Thank you.
We'll have you come back sometime. All right, folks. Again, thank you very much for joining us. By the way, so a couple extra billion have been bet so far on the Carolina Panthers to win that game. 6:30, I know you're going to complain. I get mad. My wife gets mad. Why so late? Why so late? How about 2 o'clock on a Sunday? Well, you have to wait all day long, and as Doc knows and the viewers know, let's see, the pregame comes on about 9 o'clock in the morning, Jim? That's not bad. Oh, God. So I'm picking Carolina to win by score of 26-16. Never been right in my life on the media. Why not? Why try now? Hey, Doc, I got to ask you a question. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
I don't know, Harold.
Well, a hippo is heavy, and a zippo is a little lighter. For Dr. Rod Littlejohn and Jim Senecro with the dog, take care, everybody. Enjoy it. Enjoy the weather.